Hey everyone, welcome back to another Rob's Car World Top Pick. Found this car today. It's a 1967 Pontiac Firebird convertible. It's on, where did I find this car? On Facebook Marketplace. So let's go take a look at it. This is a 1967 Pontiac Firebird, a convertible. It's got the 326 cubic inch V8 engine, which was pretty common back then. It's got a 4-speed manual transmission, really nice. I'm not sure if this is the original color, but it is white interior, white vinyl top. The car is he's asking $26,500. It's located in Pennsylvania, 111,000 miles, but its true miles unknown at this point in time until you see the car, if he has any documentation. He says it's got a 10-bolt posi rear end, probably something he added or bought it that added. It says runs really great. No silly questions. If you're a serious buyer, come take a look. It's that simple. Okay, I respect it. Some people are not really into the long stories. The 1967 Pontiac Firebird is the same as the 1967 Chevy Camaro. They both started sometime in February of 1967 and ran until January of 1970. This in particular model is a kind of like a base car, not a base car because it's got a V8 engine, but the popularity of these cars really, most of the base cars had a 3.8 liter, I believe, inline six, and then the next step up from there was the 326 cubic inch V8 engine. I think that was 5.3 liters, and they had a 2-barrel carburetor. Produced around 250 horsepower, and then they had a 4-barrel carburetor, which was the HO option, the high output option, that was rated at 326 horsepower. So, and then of course they had the 400 cubic inch engine that you can put in here. I'm not sure they had Ram Air in 1967, but they did have like a Trans Am model, and they had higher performance type features in cars back then as well. But what you're looking at here on this feature car that we're showing is basically how a lot of cars were ordered. And then somebody decided to make this car pretty with a convertible top, which was kind of special back in 1967 to have a brand new Pontiac Firebird with white interior and convertible top. I think that's pretty cool, right? And a V8 engine. So the car had all the right stuff back in 1967, and it still looks stunning today. Let's go through the photos real quick. What you first you notice is that none of the photos match, with the exception to some of the photos of the engine. So it's a collage of photos from all different times of the year, which sometimes could be a little annoying because you don't know exactly what we're looking at. But what I'm looking at so far is that, the fender and the hood and the clip and the doors seem to be lined up nicely. I'm sure that the car might have had some body work and repairs, and it's definitely a repainted car. I'm not sure if this is the correct color, but it might be. I'm not super high up on the list of what colors were available in '67. I can't tell if that's a 4-barrel carburetor, but it is an Edelbrock high-rise intake, so I'm assuming that there's a 4-barrel carburetor on here with this low restriction air cleaner and a high-performance distributor system there. So somebody's done some work. New gas lines here with a gas filter, nice and simple. Looks like somebody had a spray cans that did the engine area with some spray color, the Pontiac blue that the cars were painted back then. A couple add-ons here. I noticed that he has a different radiator, which is a high-performance radiator for better cooling, which is a good thing. I don't see any visible rust anywhere on the upper radiator support, nor do I see anything looking down towards the chassis. There's no photos of the chassis at all, but it doesn't look to be a rusted out car because this kind of looks original. A little rust here on the master cylinder for the brakes. That sometimes tells me that the car has been stored indoors, but possibly in damp conditions. But that's just a guess. So some of these photos are really crisp and nice, and some of these photos are older, and dark. You can't really tell what I'm looking at here. But what I did notice is in the first photograph, there's a nice interior photo. Seats look very nice, look original. 4-speed transmission. I'm not sure if this is the original Firebird steering wheel. I thought it was a smaller dish, and this looks more like a Tempest or a Le Mans, but I could be wrong. It could be a Pontiac Firebird. I think in '67 they did come out with the collapsible steering column, and I think that's what it says underneath that little cover here. But other than that, the door panels look nice. Nothing fancy, just roll up windows, no air conditioning, that type of thing. Very typical of 1967. The rear window looks a little bit hazed, so I'm thinking that that's the plastic window, I believe, back then. So that looks a little hazed. And in another photograph, the actual, I think in the first photograph or the second, let's see, this photograph here, the vinyl top looks a little bit worn, possibly in the down position for a long time. And then also in this photograph, I'm seeing a lot of shadows here, but I might suspect something here in the right rear quarter panel in the way of previous body repair and things like that. But that's a little bit of a stretch because I'm not really looking at the car until we see it in person. As far as the value of the car, 26.5 seems to be on a high side. Went to bring a trailer just now and looking at some prices. Some modified cars here for 17.5. Some nicely presented cars for 26.5. This has a 350 cubic inch engine, so it has a little bit more value. Here's one, a 4-speed. This is a 455. It's a street car, somebody modified and such. But here's a really nice Pontiac Firebird convertible. It's in nice gold and was sold for $20,000 to bring a trailer. So I'm seeing prices kind of like all over the place, but see them as low as 16,000. There's one for 30,000 with the 400 cubic inch engine. The 326 for $29,000, but that's not a convertible. So anyway, the price of the car appears to be a little bit. I'm sorry I didn't share this page with you. This is Bring a Trailer. I was talking through it, but here's the convertible here for $20,000. And here's that hot rod here with the 455 for 36.5. Here's another 400 cubic inch convertible for $32,000, but it would bid up to $32,000. But this was a reserve auction; it didn't sell. Here's a '67 with a 400 cubic inch engine with a 4-speed that sold for $23,500 last September. So yeah, prices, it seems to be a little bit on the high side for what it is. Again, what I had said in the previous few listings that we shared and talked about is that at one time there was a big premium for convertibles, but I'm seeing that convertible premium narrow down as baby boomers like myself start to age and people below the baby boomers in their 50s start hunting down some of these cars. May not have the same appreciation for convertibles as my generation did growing up. But anyway, 26.5, it's good enough to start a conversation. I probably would want to buy this car in the 20 range. So we have a big gap to close. So if I was near Pennsylvania, which I am, and I was interested in this car, it's worth going out there and take a look. He has no undercarriage photos, so I'm always suspect that there's undercarriage work. But, you go through the car, you point out the things that you don't like about it or things that the car needs, and I'm sure he's not getting many calls right now in October, December, and January. 26.5 appears to be on the high side. He probably wanted to sell this car. He probably priced his car for $22,000 and get more eyes on it. And he might. It's only been listed for a week, so he's just getting started. So, again, nice car. You don't see many of these out there, just like you don't see many of the first generation 67 Camaros. I think these cars are timeless because they have such beauty with the simple bumpers are just beautiful. It really is a very lovely car with the little fog lights there and indicator lights. The car has timeless styling, but I'm suspect of this car possibly having some previous body repairs or at least some previous rust that might have been touched up over the years. But you never know. It might be a pristine, straight car, rust-free. The undercarriage might be super clean. And then you take it from there, right, everyone? So anyway, that's it. Just thought I'd share this car with you as I found it just a little while ago. If you like this page, please subscribe and share with friends that love cars. I posted a video today about some stock evaluations of what's going on with Ford and General Motors and Tesla. You may find this some funny stuff there. And thank you very much for joining me tonight. We'll see you again real soon. And have a good afternoon. Bye.